Hi, I'm Miss Lori from the Monroe County Library System Ellis Library and Reference Center. Today I am going to be happily giving you book talk on 5 of my favorite summer books to go with the theme of Tales and Trails. As you know, summer reading has kicked off. I hope that you have stopped by your library to pick up your summer reading program and your stepping stone sheet to keep track of all of the great books that you're reading. Because I too am keeping track of my books. And if you go to the Ellis Library Branch and Reference Center, you will see I have posted all of my favorite reads from the pandemic. So this week we're talking Tales and Trails. And if you didn't figure out whose tale it was, maybe you'll know by the time I get finished with my book talk. So without further ado, here we go. Horace and Bunwinkle. No, you heard me correctly. Bunwinkle. This is the first in a series of middle grade books. And if the title doesn't make you laugh, I don't know. Horace and Bunwinkle, see how hard that is, are 2 very different characters in the book. One is a dog and the other one is a pot-bellied pig. So they become friends because their owner, Ellie, lives on a farm and she's a homesteader. So they're unlikely pair, but they're even more unlikely and more different, more strange, because they like to solve mysteries. They watch a show on TV, and so now they too want to be full of adventure and fun. They decide to make their own detective work to see why animals keep missing from the farm. Who's doing that? Could it be other people who used to own the animals? Or could it be the veterinarian who's very shot happy? I don't know, but I would love for you to take a read. The pages are great. The writing is not too small. There are just a few pictures. This would be for ages 8 to 12. There are approximately 208 pages. It is a juvenile mystery book. I hope that you enjoyed that one. All right, you ready for number 2? Number 2 is an endearing story about Buttons, the Runaway Puppy by Holly Webb. This is the reading age of 6 to 9. There are 128 pages, and I think it does matter, typeset, print, all of that for you. And there are still some pictures. So Buttons and his owner take many walks in their neighborhood, but Mr. Jenkins is an elderly man, and Buttons kind of gets away from him. So puppies can be a lot of work. Well, Sophia noticed that Buttons wasn't on every walk with him, Mr. Jenkins, that is. So they became friends. And with that, she sees Button climbing out of the fence because you know what? Sometimes people have holes in their fence. And Mr. Jenkins didn't know why. And then another time, Buttons was barking at a window. And Miss Sophia couldn't figure out why. But if you would like to know why Buttons ran away and why Buttons was barking at the window, take a read at this book. I think that you too will fall in love with Buttons. And Holly Webb was a great author. So this is a series of the Pet Rescue Adventures, the book number 2. Book number 3, I enjoyed a whole lot. Do you think you know what Tales and Trails are about? Do you think you can figure out what kind of animal these tales? Do you think it's pig or dog? Keep listening. This one was so much fun. This is ages 5 to 9. It is called Time Dogs, Seaman and the Great Northern Adventure. So the cool thing about this story is these dogs take a ride in that little bus up there. And when they go back to time travel, they become young again because they're really old dogs who all hang out at a special place called Happy Paw Farms. So this adventure takes you way back to the Missouri River in the 1800s. And they were helping, who do you think? she and they did some adventuring way back in the 1800s. Maybe Lewis and Clark? So if you would like to read another great book, so much fun and so easy to read, does still have some pictures, I would suggest Time Dogs, Seaman and the Great Northern Adventure. So now do you know what this week is? Tales and Trails is about dogs and trails, puppies, and more dogs, no cats. So this was the second in a series. This was not the first. The first one was about Balto. Oh, goodness. This is for our older readers. This is an amazing book, Stone Fox, by John Reynolds Gardner. Stone Fox is a J book. It is ages 7 to 11, not, 85 pages. But let me tell you something. This is not for a sensitive reader. Although, gosh, this book was just incredible. I remember posting in our reading group that this book was incredible. It's based on a Rocky Mountain legend set in Wyoming in the winter, with a young boy named Willie and his grandpa who he lives with. Willie had a dog, and can you even guess what the dog's name was? Not Stone Fox. Searchlight. Grandfather ran into some trouble with keeping their family farm, and Willie decided that he was going to figure out how to help. So the adults in Willie's circle all thought that he should just sell the farm and be done. But Willie didn't want to do that for his grandfather. He really wanted the farm to thrive, and he really wanted it to be good. This story is incredibly written, and it pulls you in from the first chapter all the way to the last one. At least it did for me. I couldn't wait to find out what was going to happen. Little Willie enters a national dog sled race, and you will not believe what happens. That's where he runs into Stone Fox. But let me just tell you, the story ends in a way that may have been sad. So if you choose to read this book, I will just say have a tissue. But I also want you to stop at Alice and tell me if you absolutely loved this book, because I did. Fabulous writing. Stone Fox. And last but not, one more thing. Stone Fox is also available on Hoopla. So, last but not least is Wondrous Rex. Wondrous Rex was such a fun book. Wondrous Rex is also available on Hoopla. Patricia McLaughlin, Newbery Medal winning author of Sarah Planenthal. Ages are from 8 to 12, and it's approximately 96 pages. So melancholy, flummox, delirious. Do you know what any of those words mean? Well, those are just some of the words Aunt Grace would share with Lily when she has her conversation. Aunt Lily was a writer who had a problem writing her next book because, well, she was out of ideas. That ad was written by Lily, and they wanted to find someone who could help spark some creativity. The ad brought Rex, the dog, to the door. Now, I don't know about you. I have a dog. She's a beautiful golden retriever, but she doesn't tell me stories, and she can't read. She can fetch, and she likes to eat, but I don't know that she would give me any good ideas. Find out what happens in this endearing book about Rex, who may or may not have some really cool magical tendencies. I laughed and I giggled as I read this book, and I also look forward to seeing what other books Patricia McLaughlin has written. So that is my 5 book talk books for the summer of 2021. Now, because I love good books, I thought I'd share 2 more with you that are more on the easy level. Good Rosie was a fantastic book by Kate DiCamillo. And what I liked about this book was that it is set up like a comic book, which was really fun to read and just something different for those in-between readers. So, Good Rosie, fabulous book for your dog tails. And then, all right, really last but not least, is Stormy. The picture on the front, let's see if I can get it to be better. Let's see, can we get it? The picture on the front is just adorable. Stormy is a book about patience, kindness, and trust. And the thing that I absolutely love about this book, is that the reader is the storyteller. So with this book, it doesn't matter what age child you have, they can read to you by reading the pictures. Fabulous book. That's all I'm showing you. So those are my 7 book talk books for the summer of 2021, Tales and Trails. Next, because you can't have a good trail walk or trail ride without a snack. So I thought I would show you how to make a very simple trail mix. And a trail mix is just fun things that you can grab with your hands and put into your mouth so that you can have a snack while you're out walking. Miss Lori is going to put all of her book titles to make our bowl stand up a little more. Let's see. Can we get that? There we go. So in this, I'm going to take a box of raisins. If you don't like raisins, you could use cherries or cranberries or whatever you did like. 1 box of raisins. I'm going to use a 1/2 cup measuring cup. And I love almonds. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a 1/2 cup of almonds. Or maybe a few more. A 1/2 cup of sunflower seeds, because who doesn't like some sunflower? These are already done, the kernels. So sunflower seed kernels, add that in. And then we have, what's our favorite thing in the trail mix? Chocolate chips. A 1/2 cup of chocolate chips added in. And then for something a little crunchy, we're going to add some Cheerios. Now, to make trail mix, you can mix any of your 5 favorite things together. I chose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just because it was a good number. And if you're lucky, half will do a cup of, you'll get these fun little Cheerios that are shaped like hearts. Then you just mix it all up. Mix it all together. And then you can put it into either a Ziploc bag or you can put it into a glass jar and you can take it with you on your hike. So that's a super fun, super easy trail mix. And if you wanted to reuse your raisin box, look at how this goes. If you use more than 1 raisin box, you could pop it into your raisin box, pop that little thing into your backpack, and travel on. I hope that you're enjoying summer reading. We know statistics show that those who read are going to retain their summer, those who read in the summer will retain their reading for the fall. So I hope that you're picking out tons of good books from the Monroe County Library System. I hope that you're putting out a picnic blanket or hiking on a trail and doing some fun reading in different places. I hope that you have a good day. I hope that you have a great week. Don't forget to pick up your bags with all of the supplies for the week. And thank you for watching Miss Lori at Monroe County Library System, Ellis Library Reference Center. Have a wonderful summer. Bye.